So, how to survive a safety level 10 lobby. Race is about to start. We are driving the M4 GT3. It's like my favorite car in the game, the only one I've been playing with mainly. Started with the M6, but obviously that one's outdated now. So this is just the few formation meters, and you can already tell it's pretty chaotic. I'm just trying to stay at the speed I should be going at, not faster, not slower, and here we go, down the main straight. It's pretty hard to keep it exactly below 70 on this part because it goes down, so if you give it a bit too much gas, you're gonna slide right down. So, Eau Rouge, how's this gonna go in a safety level 10? Better than it, well, there you go. But overall, still kind of better than you would actually expect from a safety level 10. Usually it's where it all goes to shit. Why am I doing safety level 10? I think it's more interesting. Also, I qualified like shit, so I actually have some fighting to do, which is interesting. Although there is already one Ferrari down here. And then there's a McLaren down, and one other Ferrari joins the race. He's driving sort of aggressively, but still being pretty fair. I have a shitty line because he keeps me on the inside, but good for him, I guess. He didn't take that corner that well. I get a bit too much oversteer. But here we go, perfect amount of oversteer, and they still pull away. What can you do? You can tell the McLaren is pretty uneasy. The Ferrari has more experience from what I can tell. The McLaren is wonking about quite a lot and already touched the Ferrari a bit there. So pretty dangerous. Gonna have to be careful with overtaking that one myself if I get around them. Ferrari is on his tail and we're staying on the Ferrari. His line is pretty decent, so he's probably gonna get him here. Come on, come on, come on. Oh! Almost touched. Maybe we can squeeze right through as well. Hope he doesn't get aggressive because of that. Well, not enough speed. Here we go again, attempt number 2. Send it, send it, send it. It's probably gonna be a tight one, and he overbrakes it and takes out the Ferrari. Damn. But another Ferrari joins right in. Actually, I think when I was driving this in first person, I thought that was the same Ferrari. Now seeing it from third person, it's a completely different livery. So no, I'm not actually driving in third person when I drive in the rig. I do use a first person setup, but I think it's probably more interesting to view this way. Nice little fight here. Oh, I guess I gave him some way and that upset the Ferrari. That might have been my mistake. Although I did not touch him, so who's to say, right? Overtake that McLaren pretty easily and hopefully brake right. Yep, get that corner quite well. Maybe a bit too quick still. No, that's decent. Get around that one and send it again. Nice. I actually spent this weekend at the Nürburgring watching the shortest 24-hour race in history. I was so giddy to get back and put in some laps myself. Actually ended up thinking why not record one, and maybe commentating it will help me get better, or maybe someone else can help me get better by providing some constructive feedback. Is that something the internet does? Probably not. We're taking these corners quite well. Still got a good amount of grip in the tires. Didn't take too much fuel either. I don't really like doing the longer races because the high fuel load just feels like the car is an absolute boat, pulling out on every corner. Oh, actually took that one a bit too far. We see another car in the horizon there, but it's pretty hard to catch up with them. They are... I think we've overtaken the suspect ones, and now we're basically fighting the other survivors in the lobby that have a bit of experience. Not that I have a lot of experience. I have like 100 or 200 hours. I'd still say I'm a rookie, but that's why I'm doing this. Hopefully I can improve. There's actually a Ferrari catching up with me now, and leave him some space, but he overtakes it. I am not much of an aggressive driver yet. I hate spinning someone out, and I hate getting spun out, so I try to, although we did take that one pretty aggressively, which we're going to regret because the Ferrari took the better line, and never mind. Oh, there he goes. Pretty tight, we're both quite quick. Oh, that Porsche is not driving anymore. Let's see if we can stay on this Ferrari. Obviously he's a bit quicker, has some more pace, so I'm going to try and adapt his line as well as I can. Staying on him, catching up a little again actually. Nice bit of sliding there. Never sure if it's too much sliding or just right. It felt pretty good, but I think from what I've heard, I should be doing about max 5% on the back end. So 5% is probably at a point where you don't even really see it yet. So the fact that I could easily tell that that back end was going out is probably not the best sign. So I need to tighten up my act on that corner. That Ferrari is really quick. We are still behind him. I think we were doing 2:19s around this and the next lap. So on the upper end, my personal record is around 2:19 and a half. Trying to get into the 18s, but damn, that's hard. Cutting off those last few seconds is not an easy task. We probably took that corner a bit better, but stayed in second gear, so the Ferrari's gonna pull away again. Gonna need to remember to shift down to first in that one always. It's not worth it. We both get that one quite well. Ferrari leaves a bit quicker, seems a bit more stable. He might have a better setup. I'm just using the aggressive pre-setup. I've been driving with that one for a while now, and it's been decent, but it's probably worth looking into actually adapting to a properly configured setup by someone who's better at this than me. Ferrari goes a bit slidey there. I think we gain a bit on him, but not much. He's catching up with the McLaren right after him. Maybe we can actually both get that. I don't think I'm gonna get the Ferrari, but we're likely going to overtake that McLaren in the long run. I know I don't have an overlay at the moment, but we are in, I think he's in third and I'm in fourth place. Can I actually turn on an overlay here? No, maybe not. Actually we can. That makes it a little more interesting. So yeah, we're in fourth place. Our last lap was actually a 2:21, so ignore my comment of 2:19. That's definitely not the case. Ferrari actually overtook the McLaren while I was distracted there. I'm gonna try and take him as well. He seems a bit unsure. He probably got away from us quite a bit while we were fighting behind those, say, more unpredictable opponents. So now that we caught up with him and have a little more pace, we can probably both overtake him. And there we go. Cheeky little overtake. Take the corner better. And now, don't forget first gear. Send it out of there. Perfect. Now we just need to get away. We're just a half a second in front now. Let's see how we can improve that upon the first corner. No. Okay, I guess it's not updating that quite as often as I would hope. I'm still 2 seconds behind that Ferrari, or better yet, I am now 2 seconds behind the Ferrari because he is pulling away from me. I put in fuel for just about 7 laps. We're on our 5th lap now. Leader has done 4, he's on his 5th as well. Shouldn't be that far up front actually. We are pulling away from the car behind. It's 1.5 seconds behind us now, but that Ferrari is still at 2.2 seconds, so not really able to catch up with him there. And at this point I'm also, you know, when you watch the actual 24-hour race, it does really make me wonder how these people can just keep concentration for that long. Because for me, when I do these races, even just like in the sim, obviously in real life it's so much more intense, I get tired after 10 laps at latest. I mean, obviously I did a few practice laps before this one, not that you can tell, and the qualifying, which I completely messed up. So I'm already in a bit further, but still that's like maybe an hour of racing overall, and I'm starting to feel it at this point. Those guys in the 24 hours races, they need to go for 3-4 hours and just stay focused. Rain and fog and whatever. Well, not whatever actually, because they ended the race on the weekend because it was too foggy, which was a nice little relief for us, because we were in a tent next to the racetrack, and when we were just lying there and listening to the cars go by, it was pretty obvious that it was going to be a harsh night with them just sending it past. It doesn't really get quiet, and after a few laps, obviously there's like different classes. There's first, second, or there were 3 classes. In the first one there were all the GT3 cars, and that weird SC4C or something, like I don't know if that even, it's probably not a GT3 car, but somehow he was racing at the front. And then there's the second class with the GT4 cars and some other stuff sprinkled in, and the last class which literally included an old ass Dacia. So what I'm trying to say is, after a few laps or after a few hours, it will just be like, they will be so spread across the track that you will just, when you're next to the track, you'll have a car flying by every other minute. So it is just loud. It's loud, yeah. We were lucky that there was a touring car Legends race before that, and there was a Renault Corsa V8 that was so extremely loud that even when you were like when you were watching in the, whatever you call the watching place, the big building on the side that people watch from, what's that called, whatever it's called, it was like I was standing up there waiting to get a coffee, and when that Renault passed by, it just, that Opel, it was an Opel V8, it was so extremely loud that you just had to either close your ears or at least turn away, and you could see it in everyone's face. Everyone was just in pain when that car was driving by. We are on our 6th lap now, so probably second last lap. Our best lap was now a 2:19, that would have been the lap before, and this one was a 2:20. It's about as good as it will get in this race. I also caught up to the Ferrari a little bit. No, actually I did not. He caught up to the McLaren in front. I have built a decent amount of distance to him. Obviously losing focus, that was not a good way to take Eau Rouge. I think I even let off the gas a little bit because I wasn't trying to spin it, and obviously I built enough distance to the cars behind me where it doesn't really matter anymore. I actually think that safety level 10 is probably a good way to practice and keep... Oh, there's a lost Ferrari. That's too bad. Probably number 5 or number 52 or 71, not sure though. Definitely losing a bit of focus there. I can tell all the corners are just a tad bit sloppier. Still braking in time though, so not too bad. Keeping our 5-second distance to the car behind. So I'm on a similar pace to him at this point, while the Ferrari has now overtaken the McLaren up front. I am now 7 seconds behind, so they are pulling away. They're probably still doing 220s, 219s, while I'm doing 222 this round, I think. We'll see in just a minute where we're at now. There, up front, we can see him go past the last corner and down the start-finish straight, while we just drag along and come there as well. Let's see what we get. It's a... Why does it show the overlay? Oh, careful there. Oh, that's actually the end. 2:23. I thought we had one more lap, but that was 7 laps then. That is how you survive a safety level 10 race. Thank you for watching.